Welcome to Clampett's Corner. This week's question comes from John, who says he's hitting his irons quite well, but really struggling with the driver. So it could be a number of things. First of all, proper club fitting is critical to the driver. But another thing that's very important about the driver is the importance of hitting a ball in the center of the club face. With the driver, you have the most amount of gear effect. Therefore, if you're hitting a ball off the toe, the ball is going to start considerably to the right with a little draw spin. If you're hitting it on the heel, it's going to start left with more fade spin. So the importance of hitting a ball in the center of the club face with the driver is critical. And there are a couple things that we can look at that may be causing John to hit it a little bit off center. One principally is balance and how the feet are working through the swing. So I'm going to demonstrate a swing here, and then we're going to go evaluate it together. If you look at this swing according to the quad, you can see that the strike of the ball was low and in the heel of the club. This caused the ball to start considerably to the left. You see a side angle there of 3.3 degrees to the left, which is not a very good start line for the ball. And a lot of it was due to the ball being struck in the heel of the club. So John, it's really important to hit the ball in the center of the club. And here I didn't do a very good job of it. So why? Well, let's use the swing catalyst and the video to actually determine what went wrong. So on the right-hand portion of this is the force plate tracking system, and it's actually lining up where my pressure points in my feet are throughout the swing. Here I am at address, and as I advance the swing and go into my backswing, I have a nice center of pressure here. These white balls right here show the center of pressure right in the center of my feet, and it's a nice straight line, so I'm really well balanced on my backswing. But then what happens here is the pressure starts to go to my toes, quite a bit to my toes, and as I start down, it even goes more to my toes than this point. This is very unusual for me in my swing, but this particular shot, my weight went into my toes before it came back into my heels, and therefore, because the weight was in my toes, the hit was made in the heel of the club, producing that pull shot that I didn't like. And I'm going to hit another shot here, and we're going to look at, am I making the right correction? Are we getting the improved footwork? And if so, we're going to find the center of the club face. Let's see. We can see that last strike was right in the middle of the club face. Look at that, 0-0. Love that. Over here on the left was the first swing, and I want you to look at these lines here and look at the space that exists between where I am at address versus where I am at impact. If you look at, you'll see how much more I am on the toes, my weight on the toes on the left screen here, how the weight is on the toes, and the vast amount of separation from this line to this line. That's because my weight got on my toes. That's what caused the ball to get struck in the heel. Now let's go over here on the right-hand screen, and we can advance it, and you'll look at what happens. It's a fairly similar pattern, but notice how I get more to the center of my feet at impact, and the lines nearly collide. So there's very little space there between the lines, and that's what enabled me to get a good, solid center of the club face. John, remember, center of the face strike with the driver is critical. Make sure your balance is good in your footwork, and you'll improve your consistency off the tee. Thanks for joining us on Clampett's Corner. We'll see you next time.